Hey everybody, Sensei Mike here, and I'm here to explain to you the rules for JJIF Jiu-Jitsu Fighting. So have you ever seen Jiu-Jitsu Fighting and gone, hey, what is this, man? It looks cool, but how does it work? Well, in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to break down the Jiu-Jitsu Fighting system, show you how you score, how the matches go, and how you win. This will be a rules breakdown and not techniques. So stick around, check it out, and you can learn everything you need to know about Jiu-Jitsu Fighting. So Jiu-Jitsu Fighting system consists of 3 parts. You've got your striking, you've got your throwing, and you've got your groundworks. Part 1 is striking, atemiwaza. Part 2 is throwing, gripped up just like a judo match. And part 3 is all about the submissions and the groundwork. Once you get onto the ground, it's all about either holding your opponent down or finishing off with a submission. Every fight consists of all 3 of these parts. They can't be skipped and they go in order. So the flow of the fight follows this pattern, and once you understand this, you'll understand the whole rest of the fight.
Part 1, striking.
So part 1 consists of striking. So at range, they're making contact, they're moving around, and they're trying to score punches in either direction. It's either punches, there's kicks, strikes to the head, strikes to the body.
Scoring criteria for part 1, striking.
To score a good solid point in Jiu-Jitsu Fighting, there are 3 criteria. The first criteria is balance. So when Justin moves in for a strike and pulls back out, he maintains good balance on his feet. He's not leaning or falling over when he throws a strike. The second criteria is making sure that you retract the technique. So after Justin goes and throws his strike, he pulls it back to show the end-to-end strike. If he throws a punch and doesn't pull it out and leaves it there, that doesn't count as fulfilling the second criteria. He has to make sure he pulls it back so he's ready to strike again. The third criteria is that the punch or strike is unblocked by your opponents. So if Justin goes in and gets his punch and pops back out, that's a good solid point. If Justin goes in and gets Cody gets it 10, but it still touches, that's a partially blocked, and that doesn't get you the third criteria. Every strike must make contact to score. So to score full points in part 1, you need to make sure that all 3 criteria are met. Balance, retraction, and being unblocked. If all 3 of those criteria are hit, then you get 2 points. If only one of those is missing, you only get 1 point. And if you can kick the dude in the head, 3 points. That's how you score in part 1 of Jiu-Jitsu Fighting.
Part 2, throws and takedowns.
So part 2 consists of gripping up. Once I've moved in and caught him with my strikes and gripped up, there's no more strikes allowed.
I engage and we grip up, right? So we want to get to this position where we're trying to do a takedown from this position right here, right? Okay? Points for a throw.
Another way to score in part 2 is by submission. If you can strap in that submission and get the tap, that's 3 points. Part 3, pins and submissions.
Part 3 is about grappling. Once we grip up and throw the opponent, we're down to the ground portion of the fight. In this portion, you can take a pin position, you can hold them down for points, or you can turn it into a submission and go for the tap.
So once I get John into a pin, my goal is to hold him here without him being able to stand back up or get back up again. If I can hold him down for 10 seconds, I get 1 point. If I can hold him down for 15 seconds, I get my 2 points. And if I can submit him, I can get my 3 points. It's all about control on the ground. So if I've got John pinned, one of the other things I can do instead of pinning him is I can go for my submission. Once I get my submission, we stand back up again and I get 3 points. Remember, everything in Jiu-Jitsu fighting is about scoring points. Striking points, throwing points, and submission or pin points. And remember, there's no striking on the ground. Once we grip up in part 2, the striking part's over. So I can't sit on top and just strike away. From here, I have to work my pin or my submission.
Putting all 3 parts together, let's see a fight.
So the match consists of all 3 parts, right? So the guys are sparring, doing their stand-up part, and eventually after a couple exchanges, they're gonna grip up with each other, right? Once they start the grip up technique, we're gonna go for the throw. Okay, there it is. So you've got one good technique, you're gonna try and get up, you got a reversal, okay? So right there was no points for the actual, hold down right there because it didn't move quick enough, right? And we got a tap. So that's 3 points for John.
Scoring recap.
And just as a recap, everybody, on the scoring. In part 1, you score by strikes. Into the body, punches and kicks. A good solid strike will get you 2 points. Half a strike will get you 1 point. And a kick to the head will get you 3 points. So in part 2, once we grip up, we're trying to get a throw. They're struggling around, gets this throw, that's going to get you 2 points. If when we're gripping up, one of the guys can get a submission in there, that gets you 3 points. And that's how you score in part 2. Once we get to the ground, we look for our hold downs. We gotta hold this down for 10 seconds. Try and get out. If you can't get out after 10 seconds, that's 1 point. If you hold it for 5 more seconds to 15 seconds, then I get my full 2 points. If I can get on top or get somewhere and get myself a submission, that's how I get my 3 points.
Ending the match, full IPPON or total points.
So if you can score a point in all 3 parts, if you can get a strike, a takedown, and a hold down or submission, and a full point in all 3 parts, then the match is over. If not, the total points in the whole match determines the winner. And that's how you win a jiu-jitsu fight. So everybody, that's the rules in a nutshell for jiu-jitsu fighting. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe below if you want to learn more about jiu-jitsu fighting. And remember, if you want to try this yourself, the OSJL has tournaments where you can try this rule set yourself. I'm going to link below the registration form for our next tournament. Come check it out and give jiu-jitsu fighting a try.